welcome to another edition of Music Matters. How you doing? I'm Monkeyboy.
And I'm Ziggy.
And today we are talking about one particular artist.
Yes, we're going to talk about Prince.
The amazing, wonderful artist known as Prince.
Yeah.
Prince Rogers Nelson.
Right. Now, I just want to warn anybody that may not know, and we're sorry if we're breaking the news to you, but Prince passed away in 2016.
I'm still sad about that.
Well, yeah.
If there was, if I could bring back 3 or 4 artists, Prince would still be at the top of the list.
Do you remember the first time you heard Prince?
I want to say it was probably it was either the song 1999 or Purple Rain. I think it was Purple Rain, probably. I don't know. They both came off that same album, didn't they?
Well, I'm older than you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So I remember specifically my brother Tim playing Prince's first album.
Nice.
I Want to Be Your Lover.
Yes.
Is the first song I remember from him. I always liked Prince, even back then.
Me too.
I was like my brother. I was reading the liner notes of the album and stuff. I was interested, And,
to be honest, when I was a kid, though, I wasn't that interested. It wasn't that I didn't like Prince. I liked him. I liked the songs, but I was so focused on the hair metal back then. Prince's music just didn't capture me the way that did at that time. When I grew up and I started working in radio and I started to go back and listen to Prince, that is when I really truly became a Prince fan.
Yeah, I think I just always liked Prince. Again, we've talked on this podcast about my brother Tim just turning me on to loads and loads of music, and I'm like 10, 11,
Mm-hmm.
at that time, and he was I think into funk at the time.
Yeah.
Ohio Players.
Sure.
And stuff like that, and of course Prince even.
Oh, Prince is definitely funk.
Always had a lot of funk, and so I was just checking out all the same stuff he was checking out in that funk world, and I just I did obviously get drawn in by hard rock and metal of the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
but Prince is someone I always listened to.
I wouldn't turn the radio if he was on. I was pretty much stuck on. I had a lot of friends that was like, "Why don't you listen to anything else? This is all you listen to." And I'm like, "I know, I like it. Yeah. But when I finally did open my mind and my horizons to other artists, Prince was one of the first artists that really grabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can remember the song that really kind of went, "Oh my God, this is just a jam. I love this song." And it wasn't one that I think was a big hit on radio. Is "I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man."
Oh, "I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man." I was about to bring that up.
I
because
love that song.
That is, we'll get to talking about it, so don't get excited.
Okay, but that is a great
Diamonds
song.
and Pearls,
Yep.
which we're going to talk
It's
about
a great
later.
song too.
And that song are, I think, my 2 favorite Prince songs, and you may not know this, but the Goo Goo Dolls covered that very early in their career. You can
I
look
Could
it
Never
up.
Take the Place of Your Man?
I Could Never Take the
Really?
Place of Your Man.
Oh, now I have to. Now
Yes.
I will have to go look that up. Because I
the
love
bass
the Goo
player
Goo Dolls
from the
too.
Goo Goo Dolls sings on the song.
Really?
It's I don't know what to call it, but I always like to go
You
back
like
and
it?
listen to that version. So yeah, it's on one of the early Goo Goo Dolls albums.
Okay, all right.
It may even be on their first one.
I'll have to look for that.
It's a great cover. It's a great cover.
Another thing that I remember, where Prince was, his music was I noticed it, was when I was going to clubs back in the 90s and they were bringing out Pussy Control.
Oh, yeah.
That, every time, the dance floor, it could be empty. You put that song on and it filled immediately. Every place I ever went.
Yeah.
And every time I ever DJ'd.
Right.
As long as it was like a bar. You don't want to play that at a wedding.
No. No.
But at a bar scene, oh, good God, that song, that got them going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, so there was just something about Prince. A lot of people are probably not aware. I'm always fascinated when this happens. He was a singer, as we know.
Yep.
Phenomenal guitarist.
He was a multi-instrumentalist, not just
Yes,
guitarist. He played almost everything.
Keyboards, drums, and bass.
Yep.
One of the most talented musicians of his generation, like Stevie Wonder.
I honestly want to say that he is quite possibly the greatest guitarist of all time.
Right. But, he was like Stevie Wonder, who could play a lot of instruments blind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever closed your eyes and played the drums?
No.
Mm-hmm.
But I have closed my eyes and played the piano, and that's hard enough.
Yep. Well, he played all instruments on almost all of his albums.
Yeah.
Almost all. I think I do know that the Diamonds and Pearls album is right around the time where he started to take input from his band.
Gotcha.
And
was that the New Power Generation, or was that?
That was the New Power Generation.
They had, because he had a couple different bands.
Yeah. But yeah, he was. He could play everything. He began, with funk and added some soul in there.
Rock, pop. I mean, he
a
had
little bit of
everything.
Contemporary disco, maybe.
Yeah. He had a little bit of everything. Like
punk.
He is not afraid to explore different types of genres of music.
Well, he did incorporate heavy metal.
Yes, he did. And he also that last band he had with the three girls was a rock band. They were
really
very
rock,
much a rock act.
We'll talk about them coming up.
Yeah.
But, there was hip-hop was in there.
Yep.
He did a lot of ballads.
Yep.
He was a great ballad singer, I thought.
Oh, for sure.
One of the things I liked about him was his falsetto. Nobody
could sing
high.
like Prince. Nobody.
Yeah,
He'd sing in his falsetto like, Kiss.
Yeah.
And, people were... It was just a different way of singing, and not many people sang in falsettos like he did.
Yeah.
They would sing in their normal register.
I think Prince is iconic just because there will never be Prince again.
For sure.
There was a lot of unique things just about the musical side of him.
For sure. And not even getting into like the other side, like his fight against his label. That was epic.
Oh.
Like, to change your name to a symbol.
Well, and that whole thing.
An unpronounceable symbol.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It was, but it was also genius.
It was.
It was a stupid thing that happened, but the way he went after it, changed it, played the game, and won.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So we'll get to that coming up. 7 years old, he learned piano. He had already mastered.
7 years old. That's about when I started piano.
Yeah, he had mastered guitar and drums by the time he was 14.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I mean, I remember learning piano at age 7, and my piano teacher did tell me I had perfect pitch at the time, because she could play a note, and her piano would be facing the back towards me, and I could play that note right back to her.
Right.
But I can't do that anymore. I wish I could. But yeah, and I can imagine, I was not a good piano player, but he is amazing when it comes to piano. And to be at 7 years old and master that's unreal.
But just imagine Prince back here. This is the 70s, as he's growing up.
Yep.
Minneapolis, Minnesota now is very ethnically mixed.
For sure.
At this time, surprisingly, there was not a lot of African Americans living in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's very north, and cold weather.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised anybody lives in that.
I'm surprised anyone lives
no
there.
No matter what
Yeah.
race you are.
I have been to Minneapolis, Minnesota for a couple of rock shows in the winter, and let me tell you, no one should live there. But
the north, I've been to what was it, Lutzen, Minnesota, which is about on the Canadian border. Let me tell you, that is the coldest place I've ever been to.
Yeah,
and that's Minnesota. So
yeah.
Anybody that lives in Minnesota,
so
God bless you.
I think that's a valid reason for that. Prince was. Did we talk about that? He was born in Chanhassen?
No, he was born in Minneapolis. Died in Chanhassen.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he was born in Minneapolis.
So his first big crossover hit, Little Red Corvette.
Oh, yeah, I remember that song.
Mm-hmm. It was big on MTV, but you know what? And you'll remember this. In the early days of MTV, you didn't see many African Americans on there.
No, you did not. No, not at all.
I mean, and we're talking Michael Jackson's big at this time.
And you would maybe see that bit. Well, no, you saw Beat It quite a bit.
His sister would have been, Janet Jackson would have been big at this time.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey, 83?
No,
she came later.
In the 90s.
Yeah. But there were very popular African American artists at this time, but they weren't getting played. They weren't playing them on MTV.
Stevie Wonder was popular back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Stevie Wonder was. So, let's see. Purple Rain, 1984, is when he explodes, of course.
Yeah.
Because of the movie.
Yep. One of 5 that he made. I thought he only made 2.
Oh.
5 movies, but we'll talk about them.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. We're going to talk about a lot of things later, but we hope to get that all in the hour. Yeah. But everything's coming up later, trust us. Okay, so that wins an Academy Award. It was a semi-autobiographical film. It earned a Grammy Award. 3 of its singles were hits. Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great songs. Prince was also big over in Europe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't see Purple Rain until I was 29 or maybe even 30. It was way late. I knew the songs, but I never actually went and saw the movie. Then I finally just sat down one day and watched it.
I think that, a lot of people haven't seen a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to Prince, and there's a lot of other artists too, but Prince is someone that you should absolutely discuss with someone else that loves music in your life.
Yes.
Or turn them on to it. Turn your son or daughter on to the music of Prince.
Yes.
Because he was a great musician. He wrote great songs. We'll talk about what he sang about and everything, but he was a showman.
Like no other.
Yes, like no other. And so, even if it annoys your kids, man, Put it on the
Jam it.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Put some Prince on. Say, hey, I'm going to turn you on to someone. We're going for a half-hour drive and put some Prince on because everyone should know about Prince.
Absolutely.
I mean, he inspired a lot of people.
So many. So many. And still is.
Yeah.
Still is.
So, yeah, about the songs. I mean, we know there was a lot of sexuality in the songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Prince was I know was an artist that was brought up by the PMRC, and he had to put, he was one of the artists that really made them want to start putting the labels on albums and cassettes and
you knew they were good then.
Yeah, you knew they were good if they had
the label on there. That was I gotta get me that one.
Yeah, that's the one I want. This one over here is going to be vanilla, but yeah, and I think
that kind of backfired on those people.
It kind of did. It kind of did. I mean, any press is good press, right? You know.
Yeah.
He sang about struggles with like society and norms and stuff like that. I got that from a lot of his songs.
For sure.
One of his biographers said the whole thrust of Prince's art can be understood in terms of a desire to escape the social identities thrust upon him by simple virtue of him being small, black, and male.
You know, he was a very small, as far as height-wise, he was not a very tall guy.
No, no.
Was he 5 foot? Did he make 5 foot, or I don't know.
That's something that
I know he was very short.
You can search for, but yeah, he was a short man. He also sang about oddities like typographical stuff, evading convention.
5'2".
5'2". He was 5'2".
So he was 5 foot.
There was some religious impulse in some of his music. Sang about African American culture and so Prince was very busy in them early days recording. And he gets signed to Warner Brothers, and we can kind of wade into that now, how that all goes down. He was just recording music. His label wanted one album a year, but I mean he was writing and writing and writing, so he goes out there and he puts the time together. Do you remember the hits?
I do remember the time. Yes.
Yes.
I saw the time.
Yes.
I didn't get to see Prince, but I saw the time.
So, he's met Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis by this time. Boom. He forms the time. He had Apollonia was in the Purple Rain movie, right?
Yep.
Okay, Apollonia 6 recorded his songs. The Time were recording his songs. Who was the other girl? There was another girl, Apollonia, and...
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
Oh, it's a brain fart.
Oh, it's too early for my brain.
Yeah, but he's also, at this time, he's handing off songs like Nothing Compares to You.
Yeah.
He handed that off to two different artists. Obviously, Sinead O'Connor has a giant hit with it.
Yeah.
he's already written Manic Monday for the Bangles.
That's right, he did.
Sheena Easton. Yeah, I mean, he was just pitching off songs because he wanted his music out there, and Warner Brothers just, he wanted out of that deal.
Yeah, and once he got out, he looked at all different ways to sell his work, including the internet, private arrangements with retail chains as a means of circumventing the control of large record companies. In '99, however, he released Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic under the artist label, a collaboration with Sheryl Crow, Chuck D of Public Enemy, Ani DeFranco, and others. The album received mixed reviews and failed to find a large audience. But yeah, it was kind of him coming back to the ways of getting his music out there.
Yeah, '96 album Emancipation celebrated the fourth coming end of that, and then he put out his own label.
Yeah,
formed his own label, NPG. Oh, he did, Sheryl Crow. Do you remember Sheryl Crow toured with him?
I don't.
You don't remember that?
No. But I believe you.
Okay.
I did not know that. See, you learn something new every day, kids.
Well, I've known that for a while, but I'm glad I could share it with you.
I appreciate that.
In 2004, following the termination of his contract, did you talk about this? Stop using the symbol?
No, I don't even talk about the symbol.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're talking, I'm looking ahead. It's all good.
Oh, that's all right. So the symbol basically is a mix of the male and female symbols, kind of intertwined. And that was his way of giving the finger to his record labels. Like, I'm not gonna put my name on that. This is my name now.
Yeah.
Because basically he didn't feel like he had a voice in his release of the music and how he wanted it done. His record label was not doing what he wanted.
No. So he released Musicology, an album. It sold well. Critics loved it. Lotus Flower in 2009 was a triple disc set that included a record by Bria Valente, a protege. Oh, okay. I kind of remember her.
Kind of, yeah.
In 2014, he returned to Warner Brothers, releasing Artificial Age and Plectrum Electrum, the latter of which featured backing by the female trio Three-Eyed Girl.
Third-Eyed Girl, yeah. And that was his rock group.
Yes,
Third-Eyed Girl.
Yeah, that was the last group. They also appeared on Hit and Run Phase 1 and Phase 2, both in 2015. So,
how many albums did Prince put out? Because I was looking and I knew the big ones, but oh my God, when I saw the list of albums that Prince had, it's long.
Well, and it's getting longer, but
yeah, because there's. I don't know how much unreleased material, but enough to basically put out an album a year for like years.
In reading up on Prince, and we're going to talk about it because it's really neat. But there is enough music to be put out, multiple albums a year, for a century.
Wow.
Yes.
So his studio albums started in 1978 with For You. Then he had his self-titled in '79. Dirty Mind came out in 1980. Controversy in 1981. 1999 and 1982. Purple Rain was 1984. Around the World in a Day, 1985. Parade, 1986. Sign of the Times, 1987. Love Sexy, 1988. Batman, 1989. Graffiti Bridge, 1990. Diamonds and Pearls, 1991. Love Symbol Album, 1992. Come, 1994. The Black Album, 94 as well. The Gold Experience, 95. Chaos and Disorder, 96. Emancipation, 96. Crystal Ball came out in 98. The Truth came out in 98. The Vault, Old Friends for Sale came out in 99. Raven to the Joy Fantastic also came out in 99. The Rainbow Children came out in 2001. One Night Alone came out in 2002. Expectations came out in 2003. Also News, News, came out in 2003. Musicology in 2004. The Chocolate Invasion in 2004. The Slaughterhouse in 2004. 3121 in 2006. Planet Earth in 2007. Lotus Flower in 2009. MPL Sound in 2009. 2010 in 2010. Plectrum Electrum in 2014, Artificial Age 2014, Hit and Run Phase 1 in 2015, Hit and Run Phase 2 in 2015, and Welcome to America in 2021. This man almost put out an album a year since 1978.
Well, what about the hits?
I mean, that's just the albums.
I know, that's the albums.
And there's more, because there's collaborative albums.
Oh, well.
8 came out in 87 with Madhouse. 16 came out in 87 with Madhouse. Golden, I'm not going to say that word, came out in 93 with the New Power Generation. Exodus came out in 95 with the New Power Generation. New Power Soul came out in 98 with New Power Generation. Kama Sutra came out in 1997 with the new NPG Orchestra. And then there's 2 demo albums. Piano and a Microphone came out Piano and a Microphone 1983 came out in 2018, and Originals came out in 2019. So yeah, he basically put out an album a year since 1978, and he's got enough music to go to win 100 years. Did you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
It is nuts.
That is, the man had to be constantly working, constantly, like.
Well, you know,
that blows my mind.
I think most people know that he built Paisley Park.
Yep.
It's a studio. It was his home. It was a performance venue. I think, where he was able to rehearse for tours with his bands, and I always took Prince to be a pretty high energy guy. And I think he just was a creative nut. And yeah, probably, hey, I can't sleep. I'm going to go to the studio. And he just noodled and played the keyboard.
He released 39 albums during his life. And like I said, a vast array of unreleased material left in his custom-built bank vault underneath his home, including fully completed albums and over 50 finished music videos. Finished that have not been released. That's 50 tracks. Jiminy Christmas. He sold more than 100 million records worldwide. That is a huge number. 100 million records worldwide. Yeah, you want to talk about his songs?
Let's talk about the hits or the songs.
So, while we're doing some looking, what is your favorite Prince song? Is it I Can Never Take the Place of Your Man?
I'd have to say it's Diamonds and Pearls.
Ooh, okay.
I just got wrapped up in that song by Rosie Gaines, who sings with him on that song.
Yep.
She was part of the New Power Generation. The drums are great on that song. I love that song.
That is a great song. I can't argue that at all. I Could Never Take the Place of Your Man, I think, is my favorite Prince song. But I also have a lot of, like, When Doves Cry,
Mm-hmm.
Purple Rain, 1999, uh, Pussy Control. I have a very fond place in my heart for that, for, going out and getting on the dance floor back in the day and dancing with some women, and yeah, that was good times.
So before you get there, the vault was a secure, climate-controlled space in the basement of Paisley Park. In 2016, following his death and due to the lack of a will, the vault's combination was unknown and it had to be drilled open by a professional safecracker.
Really?
Yeah, now it says it was in the basement, but I think it was under the basement.
I mean, it could very well be.
Yes. Estimates of the number of unreleased songs range from several hundred to as many as 8,000. A former archivist for the estate once claimed there was enough music for a new album to be released every year for the next century. At various points in his career, he submitted finished albums to his record labels that were ultimately shelved. Some of these, like the legendary Dream Factory and the original version of Crystal Ball, were found in the vault. The vault was discovered also to contain dozens of completed music videos that were never publicly released. It also holds a wealth of live concert and rehearsal recordings. Since Prince passed on, his estate has been working through the vault to release material to the public. The first coming out, called Forever in 2016. Purple Rain Deluxe Expanded 2017. Piano and Microphone 1983 and 2018. Originals 2019. Welcome to America in 2021. Diamonds and Pearls Super Deluxe Edition. This is since they put some other stuff on there, it's really good.
Yeah.
The releases have been guided by the Prince Estate, often in partnership with Warner Records. The process of cataloging and digitizing the material is a painstaking multi-year process. Further releases from the vault are expected for years to come, and new estate-produced documentary is also in development.
Wow.
So, massive amounts of music.
So, here's some of the songs that were hits, or close to being hit, popular, let's say.
Okay.
When Doves Cry. Nothing Compares to You. Little Red Corvette. I love that song.
That's a great tune.
It's a great tune. How about Raspberry Beret? Love that one as well.
Mm-hmm.
You Got the Look. Remember that? With Sheena Easton?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great tune. Play That Funky Music. I Wanna Be Your Lover. That's a great song. I Wanna Be Your Lover. Kiss. Of course, that was a huge hit. Purple Rain. Seven. Seven is one of my favorite songs by him. That's just a great tune. Play in the Sunshine. If I Was Your Girlfriend. Alphabet Street was another big hit for him. Controversy was another bit. That I forgot about Controversy. That's a great tune. Cream. That song, I cannot believe got played on the radio.
Yeah, that was a huge
hit. And it is obscenely sexual.
But that, man, I can remember, was that at the start of my radio career? I think, I
cannot believe that song got played on the radio, to be completely honest, with the lyrical content.
Well, Cream would have been, that would have been probably when I was living in Billings, Montana, going to radio school. I had a part-time job at a pop station, and we played the hell out of that song.
Oh yeah, they played the hell out of that. I remember hearing it on the radio all the time. Get Off from 91.
Another great song.
Yeah, Call My Name from Musicology. Adore from Sign of the Times. Thieves in the Temple Part 2. That's a great song. Head from Dirty Mind from 1980. Diamonds and Pearls, like you said, one of your favorite songs there. Days of the Wild. I'm not familiar with that song. Came out in 2002. I'm going to flip that one up. I Would Die For You. Great, great, great. Love that song.
You.
I played the crap out of that on KG95. Just the ever-loving crap out of that song. Bat Dance. That was, you know, at the time, I thought it was corny. I think I still think it's corny, but it's a jam still.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of corny. I always wondered why Prince did Batman. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know, but
it was a jam. I love
the soundtrack was better than the movie.
It was. It was. Although that one was my favorite Batman.
Okay,
still to this day is my favorite.
Yeah,
Batman. Michael Keaton.
It just didn't hold up
greatest.
too well with me.
I love it. Pink Cashmere. Chelsea Rogers. I forgot about this one. This is my favorite. One of my favorite Prince songs. Darling Nikki.
Oh yeah.
I have a special place for that because I used to date a girl named Nikki, and it reminds me of her.
Speaking of Nikki, it reminded me of the other girl that we were talking about that he was given songs to, Vanity.
Oh, Vanity, yes.
Vanity.
That's the name of the girl, yep.
Yep, Vanity.
We'll get around. See, what comes around goes around on this podcast. We'll get to it eventually.
We remember things.
Yep, it just takes a little longer. We're in our 50s, folks.
Yes.
Things kind of take a minute to percolate, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm still going through the hits here. Hot Thing, Sign of the Times, 1987. Girls and Boys, The Ballad of Dorothy Parker. I'm not familiar with that one. Money Don't Matter Tonight. That was a great tune off of Diamonds and Pearls. And The Cross from 1987 were his big songs.
Well, coming up here, we're going to cover Prince's death. He had a lot of siblings, which, when you pass away and you have a lot of siblings, that creates some issues, so we'll talk about that. But I think we have to let's talk about the bands.
Okay.
Because, Prince, played on every instrument on every record, but that had to translate live.
Yeah.
And he plucked up a lot of people, I think, from Minneapolis, and put a band together. The first band we know, big, The Revolution. 1979.
Yes.
I want to let everyone know that The Revolution is touring, performing, of course, Prince's hits.
That'd be
yes,
to see.
It's I don't think it's all of the original members, but many of them. He did use them in the studio. We would know the most famous members of the Revolution would be
I'm trying to...
Wendy and Lisa. He met Lisa, and so she was in the Revolution. There was another female, I can't recall her name off the top of my brain, but she left, and then Wendy came on board, and they wrote great songs together.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, they wrote great songs together. Bobby Z, Matt Fink, he would have been the one that dressed up as the surgeon or doctor. Do you remember?
Yes.
Played the keyboards?
Yes.
Okay, Lisa Coleman, keyboards and synthesizers. Brown Mark played bass guitar. Wendy Melvoin played guitar. Trying to see if there's... Oh yeah, Susanna Melvoin was also in there. Jerome Benton was a dancer. He is also a member of the Time.
Nice.
So they disbanded.
His next band was Apollonia 6.
He was in Apollonia 6?
Yeah.
Um,
It was it was founded by him, by
Oh, okay.
Prince, as a successor to his previous group, Vanity 6. Following the departure of lead singer Vanity, singers Brenda Bennett and Susan Monsey continued from the earlier group, and actress Apollonia Cotero joined as frontwoman.
mm.
But yeah, that was one of his.
Yeah, he didn't
His
want
bands.
to. I don't know. He didn't want to see his band anymore, and they weren't happy with that. You know, that he wanted to bring in new band members.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, after that came the New Power Generation.
yeah, after that came the New Power Generation, which I think I enjoyed better than the Revolution.
I think so as well. They were really good. Third Eye Girl was his last band that he had, which were really good. I was getting into them right up until his passing.
Well, that was New Power Generation, about 1990. That goes till 2013 when Third Eye Girl comes around. In 2015, Prince reunites with the New Power Generation for what would have been his final studio album, Hit and Run Phase 2. They reunited once again in 2017 for a U.S. and European tour in tribute to Prince. My favorite member of New Power Generation is the drummer Michael Bland.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You're always into drummers.
Well, I'm always into drummers, but yeah, just look up Prince with in the '90s. He had a great, he had a great band. Again, most of these guys from that area, but I mean, Rosie Gaines was in there in the New Power Generation. His wife, former wife, Mai Tai Garcia, I think she was a dancer for the New Power Generation. Rhonda Smith, a great bass player who I know from other walks of life, was in there. Yeah, Third Eye Girl, I don't think they weren't around very long, were they?
No, they weren't. That was one of the last things he did before he passed.
Well,
but they were promising. I remember, weren't they on like Saturday Night Live
they
one
were
night?
on TV.
Yeah,
They were on.
they were.
Was it on?
I want to think it was Saturday Night Live, but it could have been something else. But I remember seeing them.
It was a late night talk show, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I remember. Or what? Maybe was it a daytime show?
No, I want to say it was. If it wasn't
But
Saturday Night Live,
I remember
it
tuning
was
in
like
to watch that.
Letterman or something. Kimmel, I don't remember. I don't.
Yeah, maybe.
It had to be one.
Yeah,
of,
it was
it
something
had to
like
be
that.
one of something like that that they were on, and it just proved that he still got it. Like they just came out and killed it, and he did that pretty much up until his death in 2016. Oh, look at that.
Well, let's see here. I'll dive into what happens to Prince here.
Sadly, I didn't even know. I guess you just kind of assume that they take drugs and whatnot, but I didn't know it was that bad. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
Yeah, it's this is kind of fishy. Prince saw Michael T. Schulenberg, a local specialist in family medicine. Now, Excelsior, in April of 2016, and again on April 20th. April 7th, he postponed 2 performances at the Fox Theater in Atlanta from his piano microphone tour. That was a really cool tour. where he was just going out and playing stripped-down versions of songs. The venue released a statement saying Prince had the flu. He rescheduled and performed what was to be his final show on April 14th, despite not feeling well. While flying back to the Twin Cities early the next morning, he became unresponsive, and his private jet made an emergency landing at Quad Cities International Airport in Moline. He was hospitalized and received naloxone, used to block the effects of opioids, especially following an overdose. Once he became conscious, he left against medical advice. Representatives said he was dehydrated and had influenza for several weeks. Prince was seen cycling the next day in his hometown of Chanhassen. He had shopped that evening at Electric Fetus in Minneapolis for Record Store Day and made a brief appearance at an impromptu dance party at his Paisley Park recording studio complex, stating that he was feeling fine. On April 19th, he attended a performance by singer Liz Wright at the Dakota Jazz Club. On the 20th of 2016, April, Prince's representatives called Howard Cornfield, a California specialist in addiction medicine and pain management, seeking medical help for the star. Cornfield scheduled to meet with him on April 22nd. He contacted a local physician who cleared his schedule for an exam on April 21st. On April 21st at 9:43 a.m., the Carver County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call requesting an ambulance be sent to Prince's home at Paisley Park. The caller initially told the dispatcher that an unidentified person at the home was unconscious, then moments later said he was dead, and finally identified the person as Prince. The caller was Cornfeld's son, who had flown in with buprenorphine. Well, I know how to say this word.
Buprenorphine.
Sure, buddy.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was part of a devised treatment plan for opioid addiction. Emergency responders found Prince unresponsive in an elevator, performed CPR, but the paramedics said he had already been dead for at least 6 hours, and they were unable to revive him. There were no signs of suicide or foul play. A press release stated that Prince had died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl at the age of 57. The fentanyl led to his overdose was a counterfeit pill made to look like a generic version of the painkiller hydroxycodone paracetamol. The question of how and what source Prince obtained the drug was a subject of investigation by several law enforcement agencies. A sealed search warrant was issued for his estate, and another unsealed search warrant was issued for the local Walgreens pharmacy. On April 19th of 2018, the Carver County Attorney announced that multi-agency's investigation had ended with no criminal charges filed. The investigation did reveal that Prince was addicted to opioids.
Yep. And that is pretty much what killed him. But yeah, I remember there was a scare. You know, I remember the scare that he had like overdosed or something, but he was okay. And then like a couple weeks later, he died.
Well,
he was out on tour. He was like in Atlanta or something.
He
like
was
that.
Doing the strip, doing the piano thing. So, well, let's wade into the family. Following an autopsy, Prince's remains were cremated. On April 26, 2016, Prince's sister Tyka Nelson filed court documents in Carver County to open a probate case, stating that no will had been found. As of his death, the twice-divorced Prince was neither married nor to have fathered any surviving children. He did have a son with Mai Tai that died in a short time. Under Minnesota law, the absence of a will meant that in addition to his full sister, Prince's 5 half-siblings also had a claim to an estate totaling millions of dollars in cash, as well as real estate, stocks, and cars. Within 3 weeks of his death, 700 people claimed to be half-siblings or descendants.
700?
700
Holy
people.
cow.
Burmer Trust was given temporary control of his estate and had the vault drilled open, and was authorized to obtain a blood sample of DNA profiling from the coroner who had performed the autopsy. Prince's ashes were placed into a custom 3D printed urn shaped like Paisley Park Estate. The urn, which was co-designed by his sister Taika and her son President, was placed on display in the atrium of the Paisley Park complex in October 2016. As of April 2019, no additional estate claimants were recognized by the court besides Prince's full sister and 5 half-siblings. It was reported in 22 that the Prince estate had settled. Filings in the Minnesota 1st Judicial District ordered that cash in Prince's estate be split evenly between Prince Legacy LLC and Prince OAT Holdings LLC. Lots to unpack there.
Yeah.
With Prince. He was put into the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame in 2016. He is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the UK Music Hall of Fame, National Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame, Songwriters Hall of Fame. Posthumously honored with a Doctor of Humane Letters by the University of Minnesota. He is inducted into the Black Music and Entertainment Walk in 2022. He is named the 14th greatest guitar player of all time by Rolling Stone in 2023.
Just to get on that, if you're wondering why if you've never seen the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performance with him and Tom Petty and Jeff Lynne and I don't remember who all else.
Yes, that guitar solo.
Doing While My Guitar Gently Weeps.
And there was...
That performance will show you why he was the greatest guitarist of all time.
And you can look it up. There is a reason that he did that shredding guitar solo.
Yeah.
They wanted him to be all tampered down and everything, and he just went nuts. And it's been viewed billions of times.
It is the greatest performance.
It is one of the greatest solos
He walks
I've ever
in and
seen.
just kills it, and then throws the guitar up and walks out.
Yeah,
he
he was one and done. He said these guys want to be all lame and tame, and he didn't want to be.
No.
So 7 Grammy Awards, 7 Brit Awards, 6 American Music Awards, 4 MTV Video Awards, an Academy Award for Best Original Song for the film Purple Rain, and a Golden Globe Award. 2 of his albums, Purple Rain and Sign of the Times, received the Grammy Award for Album of the Year. 1999, Purple Rain and Sign of the Times have all been inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. At the 28th Grammy Awards, Prince was awarded the President's Merit Award. Prince was also honored with the American Music Award for Achievement, American Music Award of Merit, American Music Awards of 1990, and American Music Awards of 1995, respectively. At the 2013 Billboard Music Awards, he was honored with the Billboard Icon Award. In 2019, the 1984 film Purple Rain was added to the Library of Congress for preservation in the National Film Registry for being culturally, historically, aesthetically significant. Prince has been honored with a star on the outside mural of the Minneapolis nightclub First Avenue. It goes on and on and on. Very accomplished.
He definitely accomplished a lot, and rightfully so, he was acknowledged for his accomplishments. He's won a lot of awards, and deservedly so.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, we don't need to wade in the mud on what an interesting character he was.
He was an interesting character.
I think that it didn't matter. We looked past that, you know. I didn't really find it that distracting. Okay, odd facts before we wrap it up here.
All right.
Prince was a devout Jehovah's Witness.
I did not know that.
2000, he was baptized.
Okay.
And what a lot of people don't know, this is a true fact, he went door to door to share his faith.
Really?
When he was a big star in the
world.
world.
You actually do have to do that, don't you, to become a Mormon?
I believe so.
I think you do. I think you have to.
There's other religions that do that. Well, we already talked about the music vault. Well, I guess I don't have what I want there. Basketball.
Yes, he loved basketball. He actually had a game with, I want to say, Eddie Murphy at one point. I had heard a story about that. See if I can find it.
He paid hair salons to close so he could go get a private haircut.
Really?
Yep. And
it was Charlie Murphy, not Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
In 1985, blues guitarist Mickey Free found himself in a pickup basketball game with Prince and comedian Charlie Murphy. The game became a pop cultural legend after a 2003 Chappelle Show sketch portrayed Prince as a basketball dominator who humiliated Charlie and his brother Eddie Murphy. In 2017, Free confirmed to Esquire that the events depicted in the sketch were true. Free, who was part of Prince's inner circle, recalled the musician's flawless jump shot. The guy could play ball.
Yeah, he loved to watch basketball.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was always at the games.
Yeah, they would show him at games.
Yep, I remember seeing him at basketball games.
And he had a basketball court at Paisley Park. You know, he liked to go out and shoot. Oh, I wonder how many shots he made.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Right. I mean, you know, being so tiny and all.
Yeah, he's not a big basketball. You think of people that are big, like tall. But no.
Okay, so he played 27 different instruments. We know, it will always be my opinion that Prince put on the best Super Bowl halftime performance
easily
ever in 2007.
Easily.
And nothing will ever compare.
No, that was the greatest performance for a halftime show.
He liked to maintain his privacy, often going out and, you know, he went out on bike rides disguised.
That's crazy. I can't imagine having to disguise myself to go out in public. That would be tough.
He is reported to be a vegetarian. He was, as we know, a fashion icon.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he designed all of his own stuff, too. Well, it was a good talk about Prince.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was. I mean, what a great artist. And again, you know, revisit Prince. Turn the people you know that love music on to Prince, your kids. Gone. Never forgotten.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, what do you think about this? Let's talk about Mariah Carey.
Okay.
You want to talk about Mariah Carey
we
on
can.
the next one?
Let's do that.
Should we do that?
All right.
She didn't have any hits.
No, none.
Mariah Carey didn't have a single hit.
Not one.
Okay, well, we'll reconvene then.
All right. This was Music Matters. I hope you enjoyed our talk on Prince today. Of course, if you're checking this out on YouTube, please give us a like and a follow and a share and whatever else you have to push the buttons.
At Andy Matson 5913.
Yep. You can also find us on Spotify. You can find us on Amazon Music, and you can find us on monkeyboyradio.com.
And you can find us on Facebook at the Music Matters with Monkeyboy and Ziggy page.
So you got so many different ways to find us. Like us, share, talk. Don't be afraid to comment. We take criticisms. And if you want to just get into the conversation of what we were talking about, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Of course, you can check out Monkeyboy Radio. That's where you'll find me. I've got a couple different shows you can check out: Dad Rock, The Underground, Real Rock Nights, and of course this show.
All right.
All right.
And you can find me on social media all the time talking about the Music Matters podcast. I'm Ziggy.
I'm Monkeyboy.
Talk to you next time.